I glanced up the other day and saw these two chatting, which seemed quite uncanny really, because I hadn't set them up like this, and I'm sure they'd been chatting for hours. They seemed very engrossed. Peggy, Sue and Robyn have become firm friends, and they even want to dress alike. So I've had to make them a couple of skirts and little cardigans or jumpers each, which is what they're wearing at the moment. Who would have guessed that they've become such good friends? Now, of course, Robyn is Emily Bennett's great granddaughter, might be great granddaughter. I'll have to check the ages. And she now lives in England. Her family returned to England after the war. Peggy Sue, of course, lived through the war, although she's still a child in spirit, but she is over 100 years old. And she's from America, so they kind of, in a very strange way, they have things in common. So I'm sure they're catching up with all sorts of news. So we'll have a look at what else I've made them. So next up we have this cotton reel fabric for the skirts. And I was a bit silly actually, because I cut Robyn's out and made hers. And then, not thinking, I cut out a little skirt for Saffron. And of course I used a bit of skirt that would have been for Peggy Sue, and I had to add a kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, like a yoke on the skirt, and hence I had to make her a longer pink top because it looked funny having 3 different colours. So yeah, that was really annoying actually, because I like this fabric and I would have liked Peggy Sue to have had a shorter top like Robyn, but there you go. It's the only fabric the pink is the only fabric that I had that sort of went with the skirt. I'm not sure if I like it, but it will go with other things. So I'll probably eventually do a mix and match wardrobe. So that's that, and of course there's Saffron's little skirt. And then the favourite are my 2 knitted dresses. I really like these, and I think the girls do too. So yeah, I'm finding knitting is, I'm able to focus more on the knitting than I am on the sewing at the moment. I've got the patterns for the American Girl doll, but I didn't really have the patterns for Peggy Sue, which I think is partly why they weren't as good. You see this American Girl skirt, it's actually got working pockets. Because of the pattern, you can't really see the stitching, but it's got sort of featured stitching on there. So yeah, it's got working pockets, and I like this pattern. I've made a few skirts from that. I think I must have left Peggy Sue's shorter pink top up in my sewing studio, because I was going to show that to you. Maybe I'll show it to you another day. But yeah, I think I will do a little bit more knitting for them, because as I say, I'm finding that more able to do that a bit better at the moment than my sewing, which is weird because sewing is pretty simple really. Well, anyway, we'll leave them at that for now. These two are right little chatterboxes. At every opportunity they turn and start talking again, not worried about what else is going on. And yeah, chitter chatter, and we've got them in new dresses. And here we have Peggy Sue and Robyn in 2 more matching dresses. Obviously not the same design, but designs that suit each of them. Not sure the colours suit Peggy Sue much, but yeah, she likes it just the same. And you may see that Robyn has got a bracelet on. I've been making a few little beaded bracelets, so it's quite interesting to do when you hand shape, but I managed, so I'm quite pleased about that. I also said I would show the shorter top. It's fully lined, only in white. I probably should have done it in contrasting, and then they could have reversed it. But yeah, that's Peggy's smaller top. I want to show you something else in a while when I can find it. So something else I wanted to show you is Molly's bag. Now, Emily was given it to take home after the war as a going home gift from Molly, and she kept it carefully wrapped all these years, and it's been passed down through the generations, and now Robyn's got it. And inside the bag is something that's very precious to Emily, and it's now very precious to Robyn, and that's this coin. So it's a 3p coin from 1944. So Robyn feels very lucky to have this in her possession, and she's very grateful that her great-great-grandmother kept it safe all these years. So I've showed you Molly's bag, and Robyn also has Emily's headband. And the funny thing about this bag is that Peggy Sue actually has her own red bag. Now this was made for her a few years ago by a lovely person on a Ravelry group I'm on, and it was for Peggy Sue's birthday. And inside her bag, she doesn't have a coin. She has a beautiful necklace. It's really lovely. So yeah, so that's another thing they have in common. They've both got red bags, and they've been sharing all these stories with each other and marveling over things that they have in common and the special memories that Robyn has of her great-grandmother Emily. So, and I also found Peggy Sue's necklace, which she's wearing. I made this quite a number of years ago now. Let me see it. Yep, it says Peggy Sue. So we're going to leave the girls for now, and hopefully they won't put in too many orders for matching dresses, although I have a feeling they probably will. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video of getting to know a little bit more about Robyn and her new friendship with Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue's thrilled to have a friend who's got things in common with her, and I think they're going to be firm friends. Now the reason for this video was that I came in the other day and saw this following picture, and they hadn't been set up to look like that. I just glanced up and saw them chatting to each other, which was really funny. Anyway, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Hope you have a good rest of the week, and we'll catch you again another time. Bye for now.